And that's the opening bell for Round by Round, presented by Eastern Communications. Mabuhay Pilipinas and welcome world. I'm Bill Velasco.
And I'm Tony Ed Tolentino.
All right, the big news you want to talk about over the weekend, Saturday night to be specific, Carl James Martin, the wonder boy from Ifugao. If you haven't heard from him, you've been living under a rock. He is finally a legit Philippine champion, the super bantamweight champion to be exact, unseating the incumbent Mark Anthony Geraldo. And attorney, what is your take, first of all, on the skill level of Carl James and what he should do next?
Abay, talagang wonder boy itong batang ito, no? Alam mo, this kid, he does a little bit of everything in the ring. Masyadong pasensyoso, magandang pumili ng suntok, maganda ang fighting stance, hindi bara-bara kung lumaban. Itong kanyang tinalo, si Geraldo, in my opinion, isa ito sa mga pinaka-formidable na kanyang nakalaban. Remember, this guy once defeated Jerwin Ancajas, the current IBF champion. Ano? So I think he handled himself well. This is just the start. Kumbaga, we're just scratching the tip of the iceberg. Ano? Sapagkat local title pa lang ito eh. Pero dito lahat nagsisimula ang journey to greatness para kay Carl James Martin. Sana nga lamang magtuloy-tuloy na. So of course, ang hinihingi ng marami, Bill, is gusto nila for him to step into the international fight scene. Gusto nilang makita mag-embark siya on foreign soil, lumaban ng mas mabigat pang kalaban. Pero lahat yan ay mangyayari as long as he continues to keep his head squarely on his shoulders.
Oo nga. He's had a couple of international youth titles. As of 3 weeks ago, ranked number 14 by the IBF despite never having fought outside of the Philippines. Ang tanong dito, Attorney Ed, yung maikli bang daan ang tatahakin niya o yung mahabang daan? Dahil unang-una, hindi naman siya dumaan sa mga amateurs, no? So he does not have any kind of amateur foundation or technical knowledge of that kind to fall back on, no? Pangalawa, hindi naman kailangan magmadaling pumunta sa Amerika, lumaban sa mga Meksikano. He can conquer the rest of Asia first. There are a lot of formidable opponents also in Japan, in Thailand, and a couple of other smaller markets in Asia. What would you advise, no? Similar to what our good friend Dennis Principe is advising this young man?
Well, paunti-unti. Kasi hindi naman kailangan madaliin. Ano? Kumbaga, he is still a diamond in the rough. Aminin natin yan. Maraming medyo pinipressure siya na ika nga ay mag-step up na. Pero remember, hindi lang yung basta maging world champion ang pangarap ng batang ito eh. Ang gusto niya, maging world champion and to have a decent train. Hindi yung tipong one night glory lamang ang kanyang tatahakin. Ano? Unti-unti yan. You have the Philippine title and then you have the OPBF. Maganda rin yan. The Oriental title. Tama ka, Japan. Big ang boxing sa Japan. Maganda yan. Oriental title and then you have the so-called regional belts ng mga 4 organizations. Diyan lahat yan magsisimula. Before you know it, he has already cracked the top 10. And then, dire-diretso na yan. Dire-diretso na yan. Kailangan talaga seasoning sapagkat sayang naman kung mamadaliin mo because nandun yung skills eh. The skills are there. Kailangan talagang ma-develop pa ng konti at ang habol dyan decent train, long run. He is in it for the long haul, itong batang ito.
At tanda natin, una, he's only 22 years old.
Batang-bata pa.
Batang-bata pa. And secondly, si Geraldo yung una talagang dekalidad talaga niyang kalaban. And he hasn't really gotten hit by some big-time boxers. Attorney, that's a totally different experience.
Iyon ang gustong makita ng marami. Ano? How he will react once he gets a taste of a major league punch. And it can only happen if he takes on a major league opponent. Ano? Okay, si Geraldo, sabi natin, magandang record, but we have to pinch our cheeks. Ano? Alam natin, mas marami pang formidable na kalaban na parating pa lamang. Pero alam mo, darating yan eh. You cannot escape kaya hindi matetest dito sa sport na ito. Lalabas at lalabas dyan. At gusto natin makita how he will fight kapag nandun yung adversity. Ano? When the chips are a little down, how he will react. Doon natin makikita what this kid is really made of.
Po sa tingin ko, ang isang magandang maranasan niya dyan yung mangibang bansa, no? To fight somewhere else. No, a lot of his fights were in Ifugao. Siyempre, mag-iiba yung panahon. You know, yung mga manonood, yung crowd, hindi pabor sa'yo yan. Ikaw yung dumadayo. Diba? Tapos siyempre, mas kumpiyansa yung kalaban mo. a lot of these things are going to be new to him. So he has to surpass that, and makatikim man lang siya ng talo, no, heaven forbid, wag masira yung loob niya dahil pinagtiyagaan niya yung 18-0, 15 knockouts. He has to really prove himself step by step. At tama yung payo ng kaibigang Dennis, no? He's still a work in progress, no? Pwede pa siyang gumawa na sarili niyang trademark. Gaya na sinabi mo, he does a little of everything. He was in trouble a couple of times in the fight against Geraldo, pero naalpasan niya yun. Ang tanong ngayon is, what does he have to discover more about himself, no? Para pag dumating ang malaking pagsusubok, paano niya malalagpasan yon? What are some of the things that he has to look out for when he starts traveling abroad, attorney?
Abay, syempre, yung sinabi mo rin, Bill, syempre, hostile environment yan. Kumbaga, unang tikim mo ng ikangay foreign soil, ano? Ibang atmosphere talaga. Marami nagsasabi, iba talaga ang atmosphere. Sapagkat the chips are down kapag ikay lumalaban abroad. May posibilidad na ikay maluto pa sa desisyon, ano? Pero kasama yan part of growing up process yan sa boxing . Ang malas nga lamang, nataon itong si Carl James Martin, nataon siya dito sa, kumbaga, may ongoing pandemic . Ngayon lang, sarado na naman ang Japan. Napakagandang venue sana ang Japan para sa kanya. Nagsara. Pati yung laban ni Jerwin Ancahas, nadamay. Ano? So napakahirap gumalaw ngayon. Napakahirap gumalaw. Miski dito sa atin, iilang laban lang ang nangyayari dito sa ating bansa. No? Wala pa rin talagang regular na audience. Medyo restricted geographically. Ano? Pero eventually, tama ka, kailangan mag-embark siya on a fight overseas. From being the wonder kid, gusto natin makita kung meron siyang the road warrior in him. Yun ang gusto kong makita. Sapagkat iba po kapag lumabang ka abroad. Baka nga doon pa siya mas makita niya kung gaano siya kagaling sapagkat you will be excelling under pressure.
At saka siguro partner, pwede siyang kumuha ng inspirasyon kay Donnie Nietes. I believe Donnie holds the record for most title defenses outside of the Philippines.
Yes. Tama ka doon. Siya talaga totoong executioner . Walang talo kontra sa mga Latino boxers itong si Donnie Nietes. May nakatabla pero walang talo, ano? So, doon ka talaga doon ka talaga makakakuha ng seasoning . Doon ka talaga, sabi nga natin, doon mo mararanasan yung hirap at doon mo marirealize kung gaano ka kagaling when you fight, when your back is against the wall.
Partner, mabigat yung 122-pound division, no? Maraming mga nakakasindak na pangalan dyan. And, if you were to take a path to world titles, ang dami mong dadaanan din. Kaya siguro tama rin yung payo sa kanya na let's be patient. No, kasi meron na raw promoter sa Amerika na gusto na siyang dalhin doon. Pero kung akong magpapayo sa kanya, let's go through Asia first. Dahil halimbawa, yung mga Thai, mabibigat. Pero may mga kahinaan yung iba. No? Mahina sa bodega. No? In Japan, marami ring malalakas. Pero not as strong as this kid would be in that weight category.
Ako tingin ko nga not only is he going to be facing rough waters at 122, pero remember, he's a growing boy. Baka mabot pa yan hanggang 126, 130. Pag talagang gumanda ang kartada ng kanyang karir, ano? So, pero sa akin, right now, gusto ko makita siya overseas. Gusto kong makita kay Dubai, kay Amerika, kay Japan. Dubai is getting a lot of interest in boxing. So gusto ko lang makita siya sapagkat tingin ko doon siya ma-appreciate lalo. It's time to open up yung kanyang skills sa international boxing scene.
At susundan natin ng mahigpit ang kwento ni Carl James Martin. Ngayon naman, partner, let's talk a little bit about the type of boxing gloves that a lot of our favorite boxers use but are somewhat controversial. No? Yung pinagpipitaga ng Cleto Reyes gloves, halimbawa ni Manny Pacquiao, ang laman ho niyan ay horsehair, no? Buhok ng kabayo. And partly, some boxers feel this should be banned. A lot of boxers like using it during actual fights but not during training. What is your take on this, attorney?
Alam mo kasi sa akin, talaga ang mga boksingero, depende kasi kung anong, are you a boxer, are you a puncher? Di ba? Kung ikay talagang puncher, may iba gusto medyo makapal, medyo takot. Ayoko na masyadong manipis ang padding. Kasi masyado kong mararamdaman yung lakas ng suntok mo. Ano? Yun ang gusto nila. Lalo na kung ikaw naman hindi naman kalakasan sumuntok. Pero sa akin, syempre, as long as approved ng mga regulators, wala tayong magagawa dyan. As long as approved. Kasi marami na eksperimento sa gloves eh. Remember, several years ago, they even tried to introduce yung thumbless gloves.
Yes,
because there was a time, mga kaibigan, in the 1980s, yung gloves, tingin na marami, ginagamit na pandaraya, yung thumb, yung nakalose. Oh, yes. So, ang ginawa nila, nag-experiment sila, ididikit nila yung thumb. So, ang problema naman, nagreklamo yung mga boksingero, we cannot make a proper fist. Hindi namin maiayos. Oo, hindi namin maiayos ang aming kamao. Kumbaga, parang hindi makahinga yung aming kamao. So, again, wala rin nangyari. Ano? Pero ito talaga, yung mga ganyang padding sa gloves, tingin na marami, depende yan kung malakas ka sumuntok. Kung malakas ka sumuntok, ayoko ng makapalang padding. Ayoko ng manipis ang padding. Sapagkat mas kilig ako to the bones pag tinamaan ako niyan. Ano? Kaya ang iba, minsan talaga nagre-request, pakapalin mo naman ng konti. And then you also have guys like Floyd Mayweather Jr. Si Floyd Mayweather po owns one of the smallest fists. Maigsi lang yung kanyang kamay at sakitin yung kamay niya. Always prone to injuries. Nagpe-pain reliever nga yan dahil yung kamay niya talagang sakitin, kumbaga. So kung ako ganyan ang kamay ko, gusto ko makapal ng padding. Gusto ko makapal. Kung pwede nga, bigger size pa pero makapal ang gusto ko sapagkat to prevent hand injuries. Iyon naman ang habol ng iba. So, depende as long as approved. Wala tayong magawa dyan.
There are over 100 bones in your hand.
Yun.
No, and they're very, very small. Kaya pag may nabasag dyan, nadurog dyan. Remember, Boom Boom Bautista fought for 2 years with a bone fragment floating around in his wrist and he couldn't understand why he was in pain all the time. At yun ang iniiwasan ng marami. Yung iba naman, dahil balahibo ng kabayo yan, no, yung foam kasi, protektado ka. Pero yung balahibo ng kabayo, napipit-pit po yan habang tumatagal ang laban. At yung iba, nahahawi pa pag ginaganyan mo sa gloves. Kaya kahit pagod ka na, mas nararamdaman naman ng kalaban mo yung suntok mo. Kaya gustong-gusto naman katulad ni Manny Pacquiao. Yung gano'n. And all the brands, all the major brands have horsehair gloves. Kasi nga, yung ibang boksingero, yun ang gusto. Kaya lang ngayon, nagiging issue siya na parang unfair advantage dun sa kabilang panig naman.
Totoo yun. Sabi nga natin, ito yung puncher's glove ang tawag nila dyan ito ang glove ng mga hard hitters. Kaya lang sabi ko nga, iba naman talaga, hindi naman ganun talaga, hindi naman ako hard hitter balansin mo naman ng konti. Kasi yan, as the fight wears on, medyo na-expose yung knuckle mo. Kaya delikado ka talaga. Kaya lang, sabi ko nga, hanggat hindi binabago ng mga komisyon ng kanilang alituntunin, ay talagang pagdidibatihan yan.
At may mga boksingero rin partner na ayaw na yun ang gamit ng kalaban. Floyd Mayweather, you mentioned, no?
Yes.
Ayaw niya na gamitin ni Maidana yun. Manny Pacquiao was not allowed to use it in the first Eric Morales fight and he lost that one.
Yeah.
Diba? Yung iba naman, baliktad. Devonta Davis changed from horsehair to fully padded gloves at nanalo naman siya. Kaya parang kanya-kanya rin yan Parang parang superstition din, di ba? Hiyang, kung saan ka hiyang.
Yun, tama ka. Tama yun. Sabi nga lang, di ba, si Tiger Woods, merong paboritong club. Gusto nila ganun. Yung golf club na gagamitin ko, mas komportable ako dito. Ano yun kung saan ka, in comfort zone mo nandun basta within the regulation, wala kang magagawa. Solve ka. Kaya lang, remember po ang boxing, bagamat within the regulation, kapag ikaw ang sikat na boxingero, you can dictate the terms. Ayoko ng glove na yan. Yung ring, paluwagin mo para makasayo ko ng husto. Maraming inanghirap sa boxing kapag superstar ka, you get to call the shots. Yan ang nangyayari dyan. Kaya minsan kahit na within the rules naman, nababago ang kalakaran sa laban.
Now here's our fearless forecast of the day brought to you by Eastern Communications. The fight between Vasil Lomachenko, who is coming back from an injury, and Richard Comey.
Yes, well, nagbabalik nga itong si Vasil Lomachenko. The Matrix is coming back. Hindi po yung kay Keanu Reeves, although palapit na rin yun.
Maganda yun.
Maganda yun, oo. Pero ito, sabi ni Vasil Lomachenko, wala na yung kanyang shoulder injury kung saan naging rason kaya siya natalo dito kay Teofimo Lopez. Well, alam natin si Richard Comey, magaling na boksingero, but we all know what happened when he fought Teofimo Lopez. Si Comey, I think will Comey and go kontra dito kay Lomachenko. If fully healed na si Lomachenko, the way I saw it, hindi naman damaging yung pagkatalo niya kay Teofimo Lopez. Palagay ko, mga 6-7 rounds, methodical beatdown na nakikita ko para kay Vasyl Lomachenko.
And that's our fearless forecast brought to you by Eastern Communications. Vasyl Lomachenko by knockout in 7 rounds. Beat digitizing your business to the punch with Microsoft 365, a cloud-based solutions bundle that allows digital collaboration, secure file sharing, and more among your team members to ensure business productivity and continuity, whether working on-site or remotely. You may contact Eastern Communications through 53007,000 or visit their website eastern.com.ph for more information about the service. That's the final bell for today's episode of Round by Round presented by Eastern Communications. I'm Bill Velasco.
And I'm Attorney Ed Tolentino. Catch us dito sa Facebook Monday to Friday, 6 o'clock p.m. and on YouTube at 7 p.m. Like, subscribe. If you're looking for hard-hitting news of boxing, dito na kayo because we punch with a crunch sa Round by Round.
And Ryan Songalia and I will be working the fights for you tomorrow night, so catch us on the next Round by Round. All boxing, all Filipino, all the time. See you.